What's up, guys? Today we're going to West Palm Beach to meet up with the South Florida Herb Society. We're gonna go check out Ty Park's lizard farm.
Stay tuned to see some of the most beautiful animals in the country.
So right off the bat, let me start off by giving Ty Park, a huge thanks for letting us tour his facility, letting us, basically learn and see all of his wonderful animals. I really appreciate that. Otherwise, I just want to let you guys know that I didn't get to film as much as I would like. I kind of just got bits and pieces of, the different animals and of Ty speaking about them. Really not satisfied with the with the amount of footage I got, but it's better than nothing. I still figured I would show you guys some of the clips. Maybe you guys could learn a thing or two from Ty and you could take a look at some of his really cool animals. In the beginning of the video, he's gonna be talking about some of the blue-tongued skinks and how he cares for them and what he feeds. So stay tuned and I hope you guys enjoy.
2 years ago, I just decided that, you know what, I'm just gonna produce more. Because they're more like those 12s were like more my pets, and now I have probably about maybe 50. I want to produce more for the pet market. So
yeah.
I'm just expanding the northerns. Yeah.
Do you ever
That's
feed
awesome.
yours eggs? Do you ever feed yours eggs?
What age?
Eggs.
Do you feed them eggs at all?
Oh, I'm sorry. Do I feed them egg? No. No.
So they strictly on dog
The thing about food, you could give them all kind of varieties and stuff, fruits and vegetables, and you could. The food is, like omnivores. Really, that's the easiest thing to feed. It's like if you have specific animals like herbivores or carnivores, it gets more complicated.
Yes.
Okay, but when you come to omnivore, you could literally feed them almost anything you want, just like people. People eat pizza, and if you go to Africa, some of the villages, all they main diet is maize. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They like banana stuff.
Yep.
And they've been living like that for, eons.
Yes.
No? And then you go to Asia, you got Asians mainly subsisting on rice. Okay? And then you go to Europe, now you got wheat and corn is here. So every region has a different type of food for us omnivores. Okay, so it's kind of like for omnivores, it's kind of the same way with tegus. You could actually, there's thousands of different ways to feed tegus, literally, right? And still have healthy tegus. Okay, so we're talking about when I talk about tegus or blue tongues, we're talking about totally different animal than green iguanas or cycloids. Now I have to be more specific on diet when it comes to herbivores. We probably have more animals and tree frogs than any place on the earth.
With all the crickets and
Because a lot of times you feed them dog food and cat food, it attracts flies, and we got animals feeding them. Yeah, it's but you could tell, like for instance, this cage right here is is 10 by 10, right? So I divided them into 3. Each cage has mostly one animal. Some have 2 because they're still younger. So basically, my plan is most of the cages, there's a male in here and 2 female on each, 1 female on each side. Okay, and there's a door here. So basically, you open the door during breeding season, let them breed. Once they have bred, I separate all of them, and I stuff them with hay. All these houses are empty now, but in October we stuff them with hay, so that they could start hibernating. From late October to early April, they won't eat, they will just hibernate. Some days they'll come out.
all those months. All those months.
Yeah.
From October
all
to
the
April?
tegus under.
Wow.
And a lot of people say blue tegu can't be hibernated and etc. That's not true. So all my tegus, including blue tegu, get hibernated. Okay, they naturally hibernate, and then depending on the weather, late March, April, they start coming out, and we start feeding them, giving them food. and some will eat here and there, and then all of a sudden they just start eating like crazy. Okay.
Right.
And then once they start, I find sheds. That's when I start introducing animals to each other and stuff. Just kind of like ball python, like.
Right.
Blue tongue also, same thing.
Yeah, exactly. You just gotta know your animal. So I have tortoises on this side. On this side, you could see they're on rocks, because most of the tortoises here are like it dry. Okay, so I like it very drainy. Well, on the other side where I have the redfoots and elongated and brown, they're like pigs. They like to wallow in things and wet, so I keep them wet. So even the tortoise,
You have a leopard in there, right?
Yes.
yeah, that's a big leopard tortoise,
Perfect. That's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you gotta know your animal.
Yeah,
and you gotta be.
that's perfect.
Yeah. That's the thing. Most people just think that we're just winging it. We put in a lot of
Winging
it.
You don't wing it with this many animals.
Yeah. That's why I get upset when these guys go on these sites and say that, you know, I'm gonna kill all my monitors because I feed dog food to tegus. It just doesn't make any
There's
sense.
so many experts on the internet. You know,
Yeah.
They read that one book.
everybody.
That's why I
5-page
my
book,
feelings
and
hurt
you're
all the
thinking
time when I
everything.
get off huge.
And I don't really handle this guy much. It's not one of my pets. It's more of a breeding animal. But he tolerates me. This is one of the Cyclura nubila Cuban iguana that we got in from Magallanes Island. If you know the story, is there's in Puerto Rico, Magallanes Island, there's a population of them. Basically, it's invasive because they come from Cuba. So. You know, there's literally probably about 500 of them in there right now in this small island.
Probably about that right now.
Yeah. So, you know, it's something that you could do legally with the paper from the government. So, because they came in legally, the baby can be, although they're in the federally protected, because they are legal, have the paperwork. They can be shipped. The baby can be shipped all over the state, so they can cross the state line.
Now you saw how calm that one was. Just so you realize that one was collected as an adult,
Wow.
basically the wild,
Yeah.
and it's been in captivity for a few years, and that's how.
The Cuban rock iguana, or the Cyclura nubila, is one of the best pet reptiles one can keep in today's age. These guys have the potential to be one of your tamest and most responsive reptile pets, and they're just absolutely gorgeous with their prehistoric look. These guys do require a big amount of space, and they live around 60 to 80 years. These guys are vegetable eaters, and they will enjoy a nice basking spot of 120 degrees.
How old do you think Anders is? Ty.
Yeah.
How old do you think
So you
Anders
give a
is?
look.
I say about 12.
You can get close. 12 years old.
And
you said how long do they usually live?
They can. There's like the record I think for Cyclura is something like 68 or 86. Something.
man.
So it's pretty old, and they'll even reproduce at very old ages.
Even the females?
I don't know as much, but.
Oh, that's what
Get in it one more and that's not get down low.
He's
posing. Go ahead, Jeff.
They're so strong. Look how it's like jacked,
Down low,
dude.
right?
The thing is jacked.
There you go. Don't you be so dainty. Look up, Jeff. There. A little bit of shadow, but we'll work with it.
Yeah, you can see the females
Very.
don't develop the big heads,
The jowl.
the big jowls, and
Oh, you with the camera though.
Go ahead.
what's that?
Is that full grown?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of lizards will grow forever,
Right.
but they can live up to like 60.
Another one of the cool species of iguana that Ty Park is working with is the rhinoceros iguana, or the Cyclura cornata cornata. These guys, like the other Cyclora, will eat mainly a vegetable diet consisting of greens like the turnip greens, collard greens, romaine lettuce, squash, and other vegetable matter, occasional fruits, and they enjoy a really hot basking spot of around 100 or more degrees. It is important that if you're keeping these animals, it is preferred to keep them outside where they could take in the full benefits of the outdoor lighting, sun UVB and UVA, and these guys are some of the most intriguing species of iguanas, very curious animals, and once they are tamed, they could be some of the nicest and most rewarding species of reptile you could keep, along with the other Cyclora. Definitely one of my favorites of the farm.
Yeah, right. I'm doing the same thing. I'm gonna take them all from the recycle.
Gorgeous.
That would suck getting bit by
Sure?
that.
Okay. We're not gonna lock you in.
Yeah, we locked you in because we didn't trust them.
We'll be the door operators.
It's a banana.
Banana.
Oh, look at his foot.
Oh, yeah.
He's got about 6 different varieties of albinos.
Sorry.
So I don't know what
Looks like a rat.
particular one this one is.
At the very bottom, it looks like a rat.
Crazy eyes.
Yeah. The head.
You got scratched up.
You ready, Glenn? Oh, we can help you.
It's the
Doorman.
It's still like wet.
There you go, buddy.
That is cute. They're all cute.
No,
Oh, no.
who knows? He's a little bit. This guy's been beat up a little bit over time. But yeah, I mean, you know, the thing is that
I can get real close.
you know when Ty was talking about like having like the 3-year plan, the 5-year plan, the 10-year plan, and stuff like that. You know, when you have this number of animals like this, you know, you got to think, all right, well, this year I'm going to breed this to that. Next year I'm going to breed it to something else, and then, you know, you got years and years to have to breed it to this albino strain and that albino strain and the next albino, and then you got to keep the babies straight, and it becomes really complicated because you start having to keep back hundreds of animals.
Alright, so we just came back from Ty's place, and tell me what you were most impressed by.
Yeah, Ty Park is an absolute legend in our community. But man, if I have to pick, you know, maybe a couple things is just the amount of space and animals that he has, and he doesn't like half-ass any of this. He keeps them the best care. He gives a lot of space. All the animals look great, and obviously I seen over there we saw more rare lizards than we've probably ever seen in our lives. What about you? I know the answer, but
Yeah, definitely the blue tongues.
Yeah.
You know, I was so impressed by them. The albino and hypermelanistic easterns and the shinglebacks were
Yeah.
really, really impressive animals, man. Just absolutely beautiful, and they just blew me away. And he also had my favorite monitor lizard, which was the lace monitor.
Yeah, mine too.
But like he said, all these animals are very well taken care of. They are given a lot of space, and just he's an all-around great guy.
Yeah. Like he said, I mean, the hypermelanistic, the albino, the shingleback skinks, the blotched,
The lowland and highland.
I mean, all these skinks, guys, they're like, there's only a handful, maybe like less than 10 in the United States. And we got to see and hold a lot of them. So it was just such an honor to just be there. Ty was kind enough to, you know, take us around his farm with the Herb Society. We went with the South Florida Herb Society, and just, you know, couldn't have been a better host, really. But yeah, the rare lizards that we saw were there, and just the amount of awesome rhino iguanas, Cuban rock iguanas.
Lucite hybrids I fell in love
Oh
with.
my god, the albinos, like 3, 4, 5 different kind of strands of albinos.
Albino blue tegus.
Just
The tegus were mind-blowing.
out of this world stuff, guys, really. So I hope you guys enjoyed the little tour we gave you. Obviously it's not as good as the real thing, but At least you got to see some cool animals.
And at least you didn't sweat as much as we did.
Oh yeah,
it was a nice hot day,
sweating our
but it was
pores
worth
off.
it. 100% worth it. And make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook, all that stuff. We got.
Instagram, don't forget Instagram and Twitter and
make sure you
Snapchat
follow
and Facebook. Yeah, guys. Honestly, we do these videos. We want to talk. We want to educate a lot of you, and also in the process show you some of the nicest animals we could find. But support us back by following us. You guys are gonna love it anyways. You guys like to see these crazy lizards anyways.
You weird people.
So yeah, man. Until next time, the last Saturday of every month, new episode of TikisGeckos. Alright, let's film this. Hold on. That was for you guys. Alright.
We're all freaks.